Uh, First question, your initial impression of the Hero Indian Super League?
Very impressed. Considering it's only 8 years old, it's in its embryonic stages, the quality has been very impressive for me. And even with the Indian players, they've the ability they have. For me, it's been really good to watch, and it's certainly taken a huge appeal worldwide as well. I'm very much aware of people around the world watching it and giving similar comments, and it's only going to go from strength to strength.
Tell us more about the different partnerships that the club has done off the field, and how does these help in building a brand for Odisha across the globe?
I think what was important is when we sat down with the owners and the directors, we wanted to have a vision of where do we actually take the club and not just have a club compete in the ISL. And we wanted to globalise the club as well, which benefits not only the Indian Super League but benefits football as a whole in India. And so what we decided to do was to create the Global Football Alliance, which was to work with various clubs around the world in different parts of the continent, so we can have player exchanges, we can share best practice with diet, nutrition, analysis, and also where we can send some of our youth players to these football clubs, and vice versa. And it just gives them a more rounded approach of how they can develop in all aspects of the game, which is critical to certainly not only for Odisha Football Club but for the development of Indian football. And then over and above that, we've also, as everyone is aware, we have DV7 on board, which is David Villa, Joseph and Victor, and the importance of that was that they can help us pursue players that would be right, the dynamics would be right for the club, and then we have certainly a very good team in India as well to understand the kind of players and positions and identify areas that we need to improve on. So the whole purpose of what the partnerships is to improve Odisha Football Club, lay the foundations for the future, and that's why there's been a lot of work over the last 9-10 months, and it will continue. This is a process, and we have to continue to improve the club.
Can you throw some light on the partnerships with Watford and Hawaii?
Yeah, Watford, as most people know, I've worked there for several years. I know the club. The area where Watford is, which is Greater London, has a huge Indian diaspora, but as a football club, it's a community club. It promotes diversity, inclusivity, and that's very important to ourselves and the owners of Odisha Football Club, that we also do the same in India. So that was one aspect of it. The second aspect is that, as I've said previously, we can send our youth players to the academies. They can be trained by coaches that are renowned worldwide. They can be subject to different types of conditions in football that perhaps they might not necessarily get in India. So it's to give them improvement and all aspects of the game. And then we'll look at pre-season as well, possibly going to London to have our pre-season, and sharing other aspects as well, commercial interests, and also if there's any organisations that want to invest in Odisha itself. As we all know, the Odisha government has been fantastic supporters of the football club, so we're trying to work with all the stakeholders and bring everybody into the fold to work as one group. Hawaii is also very important to us because it's part of the continent where there are potential footballers we could realistically bring into Odisha Football Club. And again, as I'm aware, certainly in India, there's many players that have come from South America, but certainly from Brazil, that have adapted to the culture very well. And for us, it was very important that we chose the right club. It's in an area called Santa Clara, so as much as it's football related, there's also a commercial interest as well, because we have to look at the holistic side of the football club and not just off the pitch or on the pitch. And that's very important if we are to grow as a club as well.
The OFC community and kit partnership, it was a very ambitious effort from the club to start this. What has been going so far in that, and where do you see the club benefiting from this initiative?
Yeah, the initiative is common in England, and pretty much every club has a kit partnership where companies will sponsor a player. And what that basically means is that they will be able to have their name or their logo on the website under the player's image. And the whole purpose is to have a connect between the supporters, companies and the player, possibly have their signed shirt at the end of the season, meet and greet. And as I said, it's about a connection. It's about an emotional connection. And that's why we introduced it to Odisha Football Club. It's also, if we're being honest, is another revenue stream. And majority have been British companies that have wanted to enter the market in India, and we've done pretty well to bring them into Odisha. And they're pleased, and it'll be a great concept that hopefully will take off with other football clubs. And there's so much we can emanate from other countries that we can bring to India and improve the whole infrastructure on and off the pitch as well. And that's part of what we were trying to achieve at the club.
What has it been like working with the DV7 group so far?
Yeah, very good, very educational. As you know, they're experts in their field, and it will only benefit the club in the short term, mid and long term. When you've got a World Cup winner, European Championship winner, and probably the greatest striker of his time in David Villa, and then you've got with Joseph and Victor with their background and experiences, it can only enhance and improve the football club as a whole, and they are very key to our ambitions and vision moving forward.
You have come down to India after a few decades now. How does it feel to come to the country of your origin after so many years? It's
a beautiful country. We know that. The people are fantastic. And for me, it was quite emotional after, I think, 40 years that I've come back to India. And unfortunately, because we're in a bio bubble, I won't have the opportunity to travel. But I'm sure once we're out of the restrictions, it'll be a pleasure to actually explore India properly now. And it's a fantastic country, really great country, and it's got so much culture and about it that I'm really looking forward to travelling around the country. Something for the Odisha government? The Odisha government, their support and is unwavering. I don't know what else to say other than that I speak to them on a regular basis, and with open arms, that they're almost all daily saying, what can we do for you? How can we help the football club? And without their support, a lot of what we've achieved today, where we've come from, where we are today, would never have been possible. And I want to personally, and I'm sure from everybody at the club, thank the Odisha government for their incredible support, and from the training facilities, the training ground, and the academy, and providing sporting excellence facilities for us. We're in debt to the Odisha government, and thank you for that. Finally, something you have to say to the fans who have been very vocal about their support this year, and they always have been. Anything for the fans, what they can expect? The Juggernauts, I've got to know them, and the message for them is a huge thank you from everyone at the club, because you've been through some difficult times. The club's been through difficult times. We're very new as a club, and we're growing, and I can only respect the support you've given us, even during very, very difficult times. But the good times are around the corner, and we're all working very, very hard to bring success to yourselves, and you deserve it. When, as I said, last season was very difficult. It was a challenging year, and they never gave up on us. And it's fair to say most fans would be quite vocal and perhaps even vitriolic towards the players, the management. But to the contrary, you supported us, and I've never seen this at all. It would have been total opposite had it been in England, and we've all been on the receiving end of this. So from me, it's a huge hug to the Juggernauts, and say from the bottom of my heart and from the whole of the club, from everybody from top to bottom, thank you so much for your support.